Jenny and I have made it into the warmer climates of Arizona. We are staying in Winslow, Arizona, in a great county park called McHood County Park and Campground. There are no hookups, but it is completely free, and these are developed campsites. So county parks have treated us pretty well, and this is another great one. The reason we came to Winslow, Arizona is because it's only an hour's drive away from the Petrified Forest National Park. And Sweetie doesn't know it yet, but she gets to come with us. Sweetie girl, you wanna go with us? You wanna go? Yeah, she wants to go. Now, I know what you may be thinking. National Park? Dogs aren't allowed on the trails there, but we've got a little surprise for you and Sweetie. So what we were so excited about before we left the RV, and the reason we're able to take Sweetie with us to the Petrified Forest National Park and actually go on trails with her, is because they have something called the Bark Ranger program. And it makes it so it educates the owners on what they need to know to be able to take their animals on certain national park trails. So here at the Petrified Forest National Park, all Bark Rangers are allowed on the developed trails. So basically you just go into the visitor center and they give you an official Bark Ranger certificate that has the animal's name on it and signed by a ranger. And they basically, BARK is an acronym that means bag your poop, always wear a leash, respect wildlife, and know where you can go. So now that we're educated, we can go ahead and make our Sweetie girl here a Bark Ranger, and she can come with us on certain trails. Yay, are you excited? She is excited. Oh, and also what Sweetie's probably most excited about is they give you some treats too. Yeah, I know, you want those, don't you? We gotta induct you as a Bark Ranger first. Do you promise to always have your poop bagged by a human, to always wear your leash, to respect wildlife, and always know where you can go? If so, I grant you an official Bark Ranger. I know, it's so exciting. And there, it's official. You're a Bark Ranger. There, that's all you really cared about anyway, right? The food.
I find these collar tags super adorable. They are actually in the shape of the National Park Ranger badges. So being a Bark Ranger is essentially being a junior ranger, but for pets. They actually allow cats to be Bark Rangers too. There's no Meow Ranger program. And if Alice had a harness that fit her, we would have brought her today to actually be sworn in, but until we can get a harness that fits her, she'll have to be sworn in at a later time. But she is also a Bark Ranger, she just doesn't know it yet.
The gorgeous petrified wood at the Petrified Forest National Park are relics left by ancient trees that were washed into a river system flowing through the region 200 million years ago. The logs were buried so deeply in sediment by the waters that oxygen had no way to reach them, thus extending the decay process to centuries. Silica and other minerals absorbed into the porous wood and crystallized as hundreds of thousands of years passed, slowly replacing the wood's cellular structure, thereby preserving its shape and texture. The rainbow of colors displayed in these logs is due to impurities in the quartz, such as carbon, iron, and manganese. We are on the Giant Logs Trail, and there's a nice handy trail guide right at the beginning of it that is full of information along the way. They've got like numbered posts that, you open this up, go to the number, and it tells you about, whatever that post is looking at. And it's very informative. And what Jenny and I find really interesting about this whole area is that these petrified logs and petrified wood is just everywhere out here. It's just littered and strewn about all over the place. There is a lookout along this trail, and you can see every little lump that you see out from that lookout is a piece of petrified wood. So it's pretty incredible that there's just so much in this area.
Ancestral Puebloan people walked these lands over a century ago. They utilized the petrified wood to create sharp knives, arrowheads, and scrapers. It turns out they also use it as a building material. Agate House is one of hundreds of similar petrified wood structure sites located inside the park. However, no other is a standing structure. That is because Agate House is a reconstruction built in the 1930s using original materials. Though it's merely a replica that isn't even completely accurate, it still enables us to envision how natives of the area lived in their blinged out, semi-precious gemstone homes. I gotta tell you guys, I am so proud of Sweetie. She always does so well on trails, and the fact that they have this Bark Ranger program makes me so happy. I know that not all national parks have it, but hopefully more and more slowly do, and she gets to come on more national park trails with us, because this is amazing. I'm so glad we get to share this experience with her, and she's having a blast too. Right, baby? Yeah, thank you.
And what about Alice when we get a harness for her?
Well, as soon as we get a harness that fits Alice, she is definitely going to be a Bark Ranger too, and I am really excited for that. She still goes on walks with us, don't get us wrong. Whenever we go on a walk from the RV around the campground we're staying at, I just hold her, or David holds her, so that she still gets accustomed to being outside and being carried around. So it's not that we're not taking her outside anymore, it's just that she doesn't have a harness to go on trails. Sweetie, do you miss your kitty? You miss your kitty?
She's like, heck no, I'm at the park. So the first and probably the most important to the Park Service tenet of being a Bark Ranger is for the human to always be ready to bag the poop. And I'm not gonna show you it or anything, but let's just say we came prepared.
Unfortunately, the Petrified National Forest closes, at least for this season, at 5 p.m. Now, we don't know for sure why, but we're assuming it's because it is literally covered in precious gemstones, and they don't want anyone coming in the dark or at night to steal them and take them away. This is the first national park we've ever been to that has an actual closing time. Yosemite, Arches, Canyonlands, Joshua Tree, none of them have a closing time. So it's a little weird to us. But I mean, I totally get it, I really do. And it's funny because when we were driving in, there are signs as you're driving back out that say vehicle checks. We didn't even think about it until we were on the Long Logs Trail to Agate House. They have a sign out front that says that the trail closes at 4:30, and we both looked at each other like, what? What? So David called the visitor center, and they for sure close at 5 o'clock during this season, and the trails all close at 4:30, and they want you out of the park, or at least making your way out of the park by 5 o'clock, and they will come find you and tell you to leave too.
We're back home for the night, and now it is little Alice's turn to be sworn in as a Bark Ranger. We've got her official signed certificate as well, and her badge that's gonna go on her future harness when she gets old enough to, or big enough to wear a cat harness. So, Alice, do you swear to always have your poop bagged by a human, to always wear a leash, to respect wildlife, and to always know where you can go? Meow. That's a yes. So, I officially announce you a National Bark Ranger. I know. Oh, I know. Sorry, there are no Meow Rangers like we said before, but Alice loves doggies. Well, she loves her big doggy, so I don't think she'll mind being a Bark Ranger. Yay, you can go to some national parks with us now. Woo! Unfortunately for Alice, though, they gave us dog treats for her. So, Sweetie gets more treats. Yay for Sweetie. These are some massive chicken breasts, aren't they?
Yeah. Very, very large.
I need that knife. Headed to just south of Tucson, Arizona now to Sonoyta Winery, which is going to be our first experience of the Harvest Host program. And if you don't know what that is, it's for RVers that want to stay at wineries, breweries, museums, distilleries, all
Farms?
kinds. Yeah, farms. Yeah, all kinds of places all throughout the United States. And so we're going to a winery because, you know, we like wine. But if that sounds like something that's cool to you, we actually talked to the Harvest Host program and we're able to get you guys a 10% discount on that. It is usually $50 a year, but if you go through the link in the description of this video and use the promo code that's down there too, you can save 10% on that. So yeah, well, we're pretty excited because staying at a winery out in the middle of the desert in Arizona sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it sounds very exciting.
And we always stop for groceries on the way to our next destination. And just that fast, I'm all done. Well, maybe not. Sun wasn't setting when I went in, now it is. Gotta go. So we arrived at Sonoyta Winery well after nightfall, which was okay because I called ahead of time, which you're supposed to anyway for the Harvest Host program, is call and let them know you're coming. And I let the woman I spoke with know that we were coming after nightfall, we were planning on getting here, and she was so nice, so carefree over the phone. She was just like, oh, that's fine, just head this way, there's a gate, open it, it's unlocked, head on back and find a spot. So it was great. And we got here so late that, we just made this super easy dish, breakfast burritos, just scramble some eggs, throw them in some tortillas, and you're good to go. So super easy dish to make, super quick, super delicious. I wonder if I can say super more times. But yeah, we're the only ones here. We're parked in the back behind the winery. So I think it's gonna be awesome here, and I'm really excited. So we're gonna enjoy this dinner and then call it a night. We'll catch you guys later. Thanks again for watching. If you think camping at wineries, breweries, and farms sounds cool, then click on the link in the description below to sign up for a Harvest Host membership. Using that link and promo code HHFriends at checkout, you'll save 10% and it helps support the channel. See you next time.